So how is that fair to us? I have children who ride up and down our residential street there, and how are these people getting to the rec center? Are they walking? You know, most people that are in drug and alcohol recovery they have their license taken away.
Listen, I mean, the stigma towards people with addiction is huge.
It isn't.
It's part of the issue. People in recovery are some of the kindest, most compassionate. They volunteer in the communities, they do good stuff.
Why did it fly under the radar? And you do a purchase, and we have to come to a meeting like this to find out what your plans are? It's gonna be a smoke-free environment on the property. So it's gonna push them over across the street onto our property. Just why are we just finding this out now? This is a small community, and if it was such a good idea, why didn't you promote it publicly?
So let me step back for a second, though. Can I step back? I mean, this has been a restaurant in your community. Has there been issues with it being ever a restaurant, or people in there, you know, consuming alcohol, leaving never been an issue? There's never been an issue.
Right next door is not going to affect anyone's property more than it is going to affect mine. Okay? I have lived there for 12 years. I was there when it was St. Max. You couldn't get in my driveway, it was blocked. Talk about traffic. I mean, give me a freaking break. Just because it's a rec center for recovering people, everyone's against it, there's not gonna be traffic there anyways. Why don't we just leave it a big, ugly, empty building? And that'll help everybody with freaking resale value.
So you're going to put in residential areas these things that it can cause disease if anybody comes across these used needles. What's going to happen? Who's going to go around and clean up all these areas?
Yes, sir. You know, we have rising police costs, fire costs, DPW costs. There's a lot of costs in the city, and more properties are going off to tax rolls. So the people remaining...
That is a concern, I'm sure.
The people here that own homes, their taxes are going up. Do you pay property tax on any of your properties?
We're a non-for-profit, and non-for-profits don't pay property taxes. We've always take care of our properties. Our properties are immaculate. I mean, I don't believe, other than...
So is mine, but I pay taxes. And you're asking us to welcome a non-for-profit that doesn't pay taxes? I'm sorry.
Perspective, GCASA has been a great partner with the police department. I'll go back to a comment that Mr. Bennett made earlier, is before it was a bar. That causes a lot of problems for a police department, is having people there under the influence of alcohol or drugs. A recovery center is just that. It is going to be a place where people are free of alcohol and drugs. Will it create more pedestrian traffic? Will it create more vehicular traffic? That's yet to be determined. I don't know.
Take into consideration that we have 100 yards down the street a school, and another 100 yards. I live right across the street from Farwell Park there.
So can you tell
I've
me...
been there for 40-some years, and we ain't had no problems at all other than maybe somebody yelling or screaming over there. And now you're gonna bring these people in where they can roam all around there. I brought my kids up, and I brought my grandkids up over there. Had absolutely no problem, and I love that neighborhood. And now you want to destroy it? I spent $50,000 to improve my property. And I even had Homeowners of the Year award on that, and now you're going to destroy that? I want to put them in a community where there's kids and stuff all around there, schools besides.
They fall back and fall, it's a revolving door. They use in 5 months, they don't, and then they go right back.
So I wish that the
They're
recent...
always gonna be users. You can call them in recovery. But they don't stay off the wagon, they never do. What are the stats? My property just got raised, they raised everybody's property taxes, but I'll never be able to sell my house. And I was gonna put $40,000 into my house this year, but guess what? I won't spend a nickel and that house is gonna be for sale.
Oh, you're telling me that it's gonna be alcohol and drug-free?
I am.
What about smoking? Then they're gonna come in my yard and they're gonna puff on cigarettes, and I'm gonna be picking up cigarettes all day long.
Listen, I want to be a good neighbor. You think that I want to come and not be a good neighbor to all of you? I don't. I mean, I want to make it work.
The problem you've got here is the state is not telling you exactly everything. You got a grant, you can do what you want, buy your building, and there's plenty of buildings. You already got, what, 2 or 3 over here now? Now you're going over on the south side, it just expands. This meeting here is great, but nothing is gonna change. You've already bought the building, you already decided what you're gonna do. Why? And then you didn't tell anybody. The variances will be passed, because you don't have to ask the neighbors, so none of them are gonna know about it.
Who's gonna stop them going on the property and selling?
Productive citizen again. What's the percentage rate of that?
I mean, I could give you percentages. I'd be happy to come back to a meeting and look up some of what you've asked for. I don't have it off the top of my head.
It's not a good percentage then, right?
No. So listen, this is a chronic illness. It's a chronic. Wait, hold on a second. I want to answer this question.
I didn't get my answer.
It is going to draw people that are going to want to sell drugs. They got their clients right there. They got people that maybe they're in recovery, maybe they're teetering a little bit. Those people are going to be parked in cars. They're going to be hanging out down there. They're going to be all over. They're going to be in the park. Maybe they'll get a few of them to walk over to the park and say, hey, this one's on me. You're going to need security there.
The only incidents that we've had are health related. So somebody came in, we've had a couple of incidents where people needed to have the ambulance come because they thought they were having a heart attack, you know. That's it. I just want to say, all I'm saying is that we haven't had any incidents of any violence, any fights, nobody using on our property.
The last question is my question. I want to know where you live, Mr. Bennett. I want to be.
I live in Geneseo, New York.
Geneseo, New York. Okay.
My wife and I both work here. My wife has worked 20 years for BOCES. She works for Career and Tech.
My house is in there for sale. You can buy there.
Hey, listen,
I didn't know about it until I went door to door with my petition.
Unless you would rethink it, because you have, there's money, you have grant money. What I want to say, it's not a question, it's a statement really, but I understand you bought that building because it fits your need. I mean, it's easy. It was a restaurant, your purpose that you've explained here, that building's ideal for it. There are other buildings that you could have bought, but they would have required work and investment. But it's still, that takes it off of the residential neighborhood. So that's the part that bothers me, is that you could have chosen another building